What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Speak Podcast for another episode. And this episode is really special. I got a good friend of mine, Michael Westbrooks, guys. He is one of my former high school football teammates turned technologist. What is happening, Mike?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm happy that you're here, man. I'm really happy that we're recording this podcast today. I haven't seen you in a while, man. You know, it's been a while, actually, a long time.
It's been a long time, man. You look good, though, bro.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. This damn weight. I'm getting old. I don't know what the hell's happening.
And that's what happens, man. The older we get, the less pressure we have for maintaining our physique from when we were in high school, man.
Yo, for real. It's a problem, though. But this just got to change. I've been saying this for years. I got to change my diet, all this shit. But it's like it changes for a couple weeks, and then ice cream the next week and pizza the next week. So I don't know. But dude, how's the quarantine situation? Where you at now? Where you living?
Man, it's good. I'm with my girl right now, man. We are just, one day at a time, man. We both work at Salesforce, obviously on different teams. She's on the sales side. I'm on the software engineering side. So it's been really good, man. I am humbled and I'm blessed to say that I work for an amazing company that believes in its employees and ensuring that we have all the tools and the resources necessary to continue our jobs during this time, and it puts a lot of things into perspective because a lot of people are out here, struggling and it's hard to see people like that. I don't know the last time when I saw this like this, saw the climate like this, and it's just, It's humbling, man. It's humbling.
Totally, bro. That's good. So you're working from home right now, still doing your thing.
Yeah, in Atlanta, Georgia, man. Georgia.
ATL,
Hot Atlanta.
Wow.
It's a long way from Edison, but it's a beautiful place, man.
I know. That's great. You've been out there for what, a few years now?
About 12 years, a little less than 15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You went to college over there too, right?
Yeah, I went to Morehouse College. It's a HBCU down here. And
nice, man. Shout out to Morehouse.
Yeah, Morehouse is it was a beautiful experience. Being down here and interacting with a lot of different people that look like me, that come from a whole bunch of different walks of life. Like there were times where I was sitting in common areas having lunch or late night drinks with folks from Ghana, folks from Zimbabwe, South Africans, even, some people that look like me that were from China and stuff. And it was, for me, it was an amazing and cultural experience because I've never been on the international level like that. So it was just beautiful. It's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful. You got to come on down, man. Take you to Magic City.
Yo, I would love to, man. Anytime. I would love to. Definitely, man. I see you got a daughter now, too, and she's getting big.
Man.
This shit is crazy, dude. People popping out babies. Like,
Ooh, what can I say, man? But no, man, that's my pride and joy, man. She just turned 3. And, it's just a beautiful experience seeing her grow, watching her grow up. And, when you start seeing... When you get put into these experiences where it's like, yo, this is a whole little person that you created, like it's a whole other life that you helped create. It's just it just lights this fire in you. Like, Coach Fulham used to get in our butts, to be dedicated, disciplined. Man.
I love the way you said that. Can we rewind that? Coach Fulham used to get in our butts. God damn it!
Get our ass, man. Oh my God! But those types of moments that I share with her is just amazing, so. Yeah,
I keep getting the pressure from family now, I'm married now and everything, so.
I know, I see that ring on your face,
everybody, bro. Oh yeah.
He's keeping the ring in the camera. He's letting y'all know what's up.
Yeah, I know, man. It just happens. What can I say?
But that's awesome. How's married life treating you, man?
It's great, man. It's great. I'm like really fortunate. I have an excellent relationship. I've always had an excellent relationship with her. So I'm really happy about it. We both jive on the same stuff. We're into like all these different things and we support each other. So I couldn't ask for a better spouse, to be honest.
So how long have you guys been married, man?
It's going to be 2 years in June.
2
years in June, man. Yep. Lockdown.
Pop out kids. We've seen people pop out with whole wives and husbands.
Yep.
That's beautiful, man. Yo, but here's a question for you.
Yeah.
What, in your almost 2 years experience of being married, what is what can you say has been the glue that's kept y'all together?
Damn, glue. Honestly, man, we fucking love each other. Like we just love each other. Like I can't even say anymore. Like we go back to back with everything. We enjoy traveling together. We enjoy doing yoga together. We enjoy going on walks together. We do everything together. We work together, you know. I mean, hey, listen, we have our moments, you know, where we disagree on certain things, but at the end of the day, we're still hugging and kissing like, you know, like normal.
So
In the kitchen, making food, hugging and kissing, all that stuff. So I don't know, man. Intimacy is a big thing. Like, and even like the most subtle things, you know, just like a kiss on the forehead, you know, just small stuff. It adds up, and it
just a quick little tap on the waist.
Yeah, totally, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm always playing grab ass in the house, especially now. We're both working from home. Shit.
They're gonna call you the booty monster, man. Let's edit that
Rightfully
one out.
so, actually. Rightfully so. Oh, man. I knew that this was going to be a fun podcast.
Absolutely, man. I knew this.
Fucking knew it. And yes, you can curse on here.
I'm gonna try to limit my cursing as much as possible, but I'm gonna sip on my drink. You know what I'm saying?
Enjoy, man. Cheers.
No ads over here.
So, what else you been up to, man?
No angry orchards over here. But man, it's been a roller coaster of a career, man. Like I think I'm finding my stride in technology, man, and it's just been such a wonderful experience, just learning and growing and being involved with so many different projects and meeting so many different people along the way, because I didn't go to school for technology. I didn't go to school for software engineering. I actually went to school.
Really? I'm shocked, actually.
Yeah, I went to school for marketing. Well, actually, I entered Morehouse to be a pediatric orthodontist. I wanted to be in dentistry. Yeah, crazy.
What the hell?
My mom always said, my mom always said, you always said, if you don't have nothing to your name, you better keep that smile, boy.
Yeah.
But so I going to dentistry. But I quickly learned that wasn't it for me. And I had to take an elective my sophomore year. It was strategic marine management. And you know, my teacher at the time, Dr. Hudson, rest in peace, she really pushed me and nurtured me into wanting to become a marketing professional. So then my aspirations changed. I then wanted to be a creative director. I wanted to see all of my commercials and billboards in the sky. I wanted to see everything creative.
I love it.
But then I graduated. Real life hit me. And I realized that on a marketing professional's salary, I couldn't really have the life that I really couldn't have the life that I wanted, for two reasons. Because when I graduated, it was very difficult finding a job out here in Atlanta, in my space, doing what I wanted to do. So then I quickly became interested in entrepreneurship. And, you know, I had an idea at the time for a startup. Unfortunately, it never launched, but I learned so many wonderful things with that journey. So then I quickly learned marketing wasn't going to be the industry for me. So then I taught myself how to code. And from there, it's just been, I can't even begin to fathom the level of opportunities that I've been able to unleash or acknowledge, well, maybe not acknowledge, but just see, man.
Capitalize on, right? Seize the opportunities, right?
Absolutely.
That's great, man. See, like so many people, I feel like they don't realize how much you can actually learn on your own, you know? Same here. Like I learned technology on my own. You know, I went to school for a lot of different things. And then I did a lot of different things in my youth, you know, younger days, like early 19, 20, 21, all the way, you know, to 30 now.
Yeah.
But just the ability that you have to actually learn stuff on your own. I feel like people really underestimate their ability to learn things on their own. They think, oh, well, I didn't go to college for that. I didn't go to school for that. How am I going to get a job doing coding? I don't know how to code. Like how did you even start? Like once you made that decision that you wanted to code, like where did you even start?
It was hard. It was a challenge at first because there's just so many different resources, so many resources out there. Like you can Google how to code, you can YouTube how to code,
Mm-hmm.
but there wasn't a place for me to go at the time that just said, you know what, here's a community of people that are just like you, that are learning how to code from the same background, similar background that you might have from whatever circumstance, so be it. But we are working together to learn how to code. So I was actually on the brink of being evicted. And my best friend, one of my best friends, Ron Van Pelt, my business partner, my daughter's godfather, to this day, graduated from college together. Unfortunately, he's an Omega and I'm a Kappa. But regardless of our fraternities, that's my brother. But he loaned me some money to take the course.
Mm-hmm.
And I took the iOS development course, the intro to iOS development. And for me, it was therapy because I was struggling trying to find my place in society after graduating. Because, after graduating college, you get lost really quick. You can get lost really quick. All the friends that you met in high school might not be there, but then all the friends that you met in college, because of where they're coming from, are also gone, right? So now it's literally your first time being in this melting pot by yourself and trying to make a name for yourself, stake your claim. So, because of all the different aspects of my life at the time, it just proved that, hey, this is your time to sit down, focus up, and do what you need to do. And, it was hard. It was hard. It was problem solving on a different level. It was trying to code using technology that I didn't necessarily have access to. Like I was learning how to code using a MacBook from a startup that I was working at. It wasn't really even mine. It wasn't even mine. So that was a challenge. But once I found my stride, being consistent, finding the additional resources that were conducive for what I was learning in the class, man, it was a beautiful thing. So to answer your question, where to start is literally saying to yourself, this is what I want to do, and I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, that will open up so many different doors to resources and finding the one that's right for you.
Yeah, some people, I think, even they might need to do it to realize that they don't want to do it.
Absolutely.
There's been jobs that I've had and that I thought I wanted to do, and I'm like, oh hell no, I don't want to do this shit. But even coding, right? Like I'm a software tester right now, and before I started doing that, I didn't know what coding was. I didn't know what code, how anything worked, how a website worked, like what was behind that link, So it's so crazy. Like once you start to take that time to do some research on your own, and like I remember spending nights upon nights, hours upon hours after getting out of my side jobs, and literally on like codeacademy.com or Udemy or there's so many, but just learning about database systems, like how they work. So it takes a lot, man. So just from especially like being in a hard place in your life to find something to latch onto is really important. Wherever you're at, just latch onto something and just focus up and dive in, right? Like, so then after that, like how'd you land your first job? Like getting
my first job as an engineer.
Because so many people will say, right, like, I don't have experience. I graduated from college with this degree.
Yep.
How am I going to get a job in the tech space?
Yep. It's hard. It's a challenge. Here's the thing. Technology is so broad, right? The technology sector is just so broad. It encompasses so many different things. There's the engineering, there's the testing, there's the QA, there's the project management. There's all types of different verticals that you can align yourself with. But for me, my first job, first of all, the whole excitement of just being able to create something from scratch without having to pay another developer like $10,000, $20,000 to build something, just be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna code this up, put it on my phone real fast, go to market with it. That just excited the hell out.
And it's just problem solving, like things that maybe you're annoyed with, that something that doesn't exist. Why don't we have this? Let me make it.
And then having the skill set to be able to do it at any point that's convenient for you, anytime that's convenient for you, that's beautiful. But for me, when my first job was actually for myself, and it wasn't even a paying gig. It was my first project that I built after graduating from the class. It wasn't a traditional graduation. It was one of those, okay, this is my last module. Oh, snap, there's no more. I'm done. So, so I built an app called Parlay, which was at the time, this was about maybe 6 years ago, about 7 years ago. And it was supposed to be a way for people at events to find other Instagrammers. Because Instagram, everyone loves Instagram. Follow me. Here's my tag, right? And here's my Instagram name. So it was just an app where it was like Foursquare, where people can check into events within a 600-foot radius. And it was determined upon the size of the event. And they would just log in with their Instagram names. And whoever checks the event, they can just find someone they like, if they like, and just follow them directly from that. And I say that was my first gig because it actually gave me my first opportunity of seeing what it's like to launch something in entrepreneurship in the tech startup space. My pro fight, one of my fraternity brothers who pledged before I did, he did an event in New York called Spring Coming, and still go HBC Spring Coming. It's supposed to be tailgate experience, but in the springtime. And he saw the app that I was working, the app that I built, and he essentially said, "Hey, we need to use this at our festival." Like 3,000 attendees, and the app, crashed so much just because at the time I didn't really know what I didn't know.
Oh, wow.
But that was my first gig, man. That was my first gig, having a product and then allowing other people to use it on such a large scale. So it taught me so much about scalability and choosing the right backend platforms and just a whole bunch of high level tech stuff.
Wow, that's wild, man. I didn't know that. That's crazy. So, and I mean, it's no surprise that the first one, I'm sure you were really excited about it, launching it and everything.
Loved it, bro.
So what'd you do with that one? Did you keep it? Did you just kind of put it on the side burner, take what you learned from it and applied it elsewhere?
So I absolutely did take something from it. I took the learnings of what it was like to build scalable software and actually build a product that people wanted. But unfortunately, we never did anything else with it. It's not in the App Store. It's not available anymore. But from that opportunity, it really taught me a lot of underlying things that I didn't identify at the time. But now that I'm talking to you, it's like really screaming in the back of my mind, like, yo, this is what you learned. This is what you did. And had you not have done it, you would not have been put on this path that you have been on.
Yeah.
And from there, I did other work with startups, and then I landed my first gig with Cox Communications. There's a large telecom company out here. They actually is the company that owns Kelley Blue Book and an Auto Trader. And they're a huge funder of Techstars, which is a large accelerator program for startups. But you got a contract with them with my startup called Red Rooster Technologies that we're still in operation today. We do outsource web and mobile development. So I got a gig with them, our first contract with an enterprise level client, killed it. And then we did some work with Tyrese Gibson, VoltronTravel.com, killed it. That's still alive. And then I went to Delta Airlines, and now I'm at Salesforce doing iOS engineering, a lead iOS engineer here. So man, let's
go, man. Let's go. You got hired awesome, guns right here.
Yo, I mean, I can only name drop what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, those are all big names, man. And I'm sure, like the features that you put out for each one of them, however small or big it was, I mean, it adds value not only to them, but to you, that experience.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. And I saw your most recent app now that you've been promoting all the time is the Rooted app, right?
Yeah, man.
That's your baby, man.
That is my baby. I tell everyone that's the baby that's going to take us out of poverty. Because it's a SaaS level. It's a SaaS level product. It was birthed. It came to be from a conversation that me and my friends were having. Hey, what are we going to do tonight? Like, it's been such a long time since we hung out. Let's grab dinner. And we wanted to make it reoccurring. We were like, okay, cool. Create a calendar invite. And it was just such a hassle. Sending phone numbers and emails, trying to get the right calendars, synced up. And it was just such a hassle.
And it's funny that Apple doesn't have like something that's so smooth. I remember the first time I tried that, that exact moment, I remember exactly what you're saying. Yeah, let's just send the invite, man. You know, go into our phone, go into our text message. Where's the calendar? What the hell am I doing? Like,
Absolutely, right? It's crazy,
yeah.
right? It's such a novel concept that I understand why it went overlooked, right? Because
So
there's
for
so
those of
many
you
different
listening who don't know what the Rooted app is, go to your whatever text messenger you use, you know, whether it's Android or
no,
iOS,
iPhone on.
iPhone only.
Yes,
My
sir.
bad. iPhone only. Mike got me. But Mike, we got to make sure Android gets it too, you know, because then
Absolutely.
we got
No
those people who
discrimination.
are all pissed off all the time, you know, iPhone versus Android and shit. Got to take care of those little guys too.
Yeah, fact.
But yeah, so on iPhone, open up your Messenger app, go to your apps and type in Rooted, ROOTED, Rooted. And you'll see it there. Just it's a big R with the orange logo. It's really cool. And you can send invites like to anybody that you want. Like this meeting that I'm doing right now with Mike, I sent him on the Rooted app. It's pretty crazy. So, and I wanted to do that because I actually wanted to feel like the user experience. I haven't used it in a while because I remember when it first came out, I was excited about it. And I haven't had to use it for a while, but I was like, why don't I message Mike this right now? And I went in there, typed in the meeting note, speak podcast, set everything up, sent them the invite, and it was really cool. It added it to my calendar right then and there. So I think it did a phenomenal job. I actually like the clock in there. It's really pretty sharp.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah, I like it, man. It's pretty fancy.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
But good job on that. And I remember you also had another app too, the Clearview app, preventing people from falling in potholes as they're walking and texting.
Yeah, that actually, because I saw a video of a woman walking, I believe it was in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I think it was South Plainfield. She was walking and then she fell down one of those like holes in the ground where like the restaurants would unload like their inventory from the morning.
Those sellers, right?
Yeah, yep. She fell and she was walking, she fell, and I was like, man, that could have been my mom walking with my daughter. You know, by the grace of God, she wasn't hurt, but it could have been really bad. So it was literally, it goes back to what I said before, being able to just create, right? You know, but that's just part of the battle. That's part of the battle. You have to build something that people want, that you can build a business around, like a functioning, sustainable business. So I think that's the part of all of this that I'm experiencing now that just in love with, man. Just in love with.
That's great, bro. Damn. So what else has been going on?
Man, just been chilling, man.
What's on the horizon for you? Like what apps or what problems do you have in the pipeline that you haven't even like touched yet? You know, because I know every guy's got some kind of notebook or something writing down ideas, or maybe on his phone, you know?
Absolutely, man. I mean, the biggest thing right now is building an ecosystem around Rooted. Launching products that are along the CRM way of doing things, customer relationship management. So helping small businesses, especially in this climate, being able to manage their projects, manage their invoices, manage their just a lot of different aspects of their business that could go digital, but on a small scale because it's going to be targeted towards small businesses. So the vision around that is literally building all these different tools that Rooted can then incorporate itself into. So now you have the ability to manage your relationships, businesses manage their relationships on the web, but then it can transition into their SMS. Because COVID, this pandemic experience is going to change. It's going to fundamentally change how everyone does business. It's changing how large businesses do business. And
I see it. It's crazy, man, that you mentioned that. Just before we hopped on this podcast, Gary Vee just launched his Vayner Commerce. It's his business side. And we were just watching like a clip of him and 3 other guys that are part of his team. And they were talking about that. And I was just thinking, I was like, yo, we're going to be doing more, you know, like web conferencing like this from our house, you know, syncing up with people doing business.
Absolutely.
So like this completely like revolutionizes the entire game. And people who are in this space right now have a huge upper hand. You know, they mentioned it too. CRM, you know, all this stuff, like all these words that you're using. Same thing, man. So that's great. You got an upper hand right here.
Yeah, it's going to change. Like people are seeing now, and the expectations for for talent going into the workforce is going to change as well. Like, I won't be surprised if you see a couple of articles from human resource managers that are like, hey, the top question that we're being asked is, how did we as a company respond to the pandemic in regards to our workforce? That's going to be a huge expectation for people going out there looking for jobs. Yeah. They're going to remember those companies that let them go. One, because they don't want to get burned again. So the expectations going is going to say, hey, how did you respond? What did you do? Did you just let people go on a drop of a dime, or did you really cultivate an experience or cultivate an environment where people felt like they were at least secure for a period of time that gave them enough runway to be able to adapt? Yeah. If they get let go, right? So
yeah, definitely.
It's a wonderful time for business, for small businesses, because there's going to be a huge, I feel like there's going to be a huge void to fill.
It's hard, man, because like on one hand we have, this tech space which can still thrive, but on the other hand, some of these small businesses are really struggling. So it's like how that's going to weigh out. Like I'm not sure how that's going to play out, as we progress the next few months. But at least from like a technology standpoint, tech is not going away anytime soon. If anything, it's ramping up, I haven't slowed down on one bit at work. It's been maybe more busy now, because we're supporting these applications that people are using constantly. So same thing with you guys, Salesforce, everybody, you still have to manage things, right?
Absolutely. You have to plan ahead. You got to plan accordingly. Like, it's like what you heard at Delta. They laid off a bunch of their workforce, and they're looking for this huge bailout. And it's like, wow, shouldn't you have been prepared? Shouldn't you have been some type of prepared for something like this? Where's your bailout money? Where's your rainy day fund to last you for about a month or two? But so it's going to be really interesting once this COVID stuff slows down and businesses can start ramping up. So, yeah,
let's see how it plays out, man.
Yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited because there's so much opportunities. So many opportunities, man.
Yeah, I feel like so many people too are even like spending that stimulus check on dumb shit. So it's another opportunity for entrepreneurs to capitalize a little bit.
Absolutely. It's crazy. Like, that's $1,200 free dollars, right? Like, I saw a post on Instagram and they were like, why don't 12 of us get together with our stimulus checks and buy real estate property?
Right, that's a great idea.
Group economics, right? But it's hard to push that because people that are receiving a stimulus check comes from so many different they come from a different economic background. So some of these families have to use that for the sake of the family. So those opportunities, those investing opportunities, are not necessarily there. But I think what's going to happen as COVID kind of runs its course, there's going to be a lot more investment opportunities for families and individuals that might not have been able to hop on that $100K, buy-in for a huge commercial property, but can on a lower level say, hey, here's a duplex, here's a duplex that we're trying to put in a down payment on, group economics on a small scale. So it's going to be cool, man. It's going to be cool. There's so much stuff is being shaken up, man. I can't wait. Can't wait. Stocks, like even stocks.
Oh my God, that is another story. One day it's red, the next day it's it's soaring. Right after that, what was it, 2 trillion or 6 trillion? I don't know the full number.
Yeah.
They punched in there. Crazy, man. Yeah, it's a crazy time to be alive. I tell you that much. I never thought like we would see some shit like this. Sometimes I wake up. This is what week number 6, I think. Yeah, week 6. I didn't do a video. I gotta do a video. That reminded me. Side note. Yeah, week 6 checkpoint, man, right here.
Week 6.
It's crazy. I can't believe, I wake up sometimes and I'm like, yo, this shit is really going down. Like, I have to look outside and I'm like, all right, I gotta be careful going outside now. Like, it's just a weird feeling,
Yeah. And you're in New Jersey right now, right?
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what it's like up there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man.
Almost ground zero.
Yeah, man, we got tanks on the street and shit. We got National Guard walking around, making sure people are in their houses and stuff.
Wow.
No, I'm just playing, bro.
Oh, I'm just playing. Bro, don't do that, man. I almost had a heart attack. I was like, oh.
Fake news right there. Fake news.
Clickbait.
No, they got checkpoints and stuff like that. They are testing some people in certain locations and stuff.
Nice.
But it's weird because like Route 1 is so empty, 95 so
Wow.
empty. Parks are all closed, like all the local parks, there's, blockades around them saying that parks closed, social distancing, all that good stuff. So it is a little weird, and especially like going into like the shopping centers and stuff like that, like Costco or wherever, all these signs up, everybody's taking precautions. So it's very different, and even people like who walk around our neighborhood, they're walking like to make sure they avoid any contact. Like if you're in a direct path, somebody coming at you.
Yeah, you cross that street real quick.
Yeah, so it's a little bit weird. It's like, wow,
look.
like how are we going to transition out of this? Are people like the germaphobes? I mean, they must be even more germophobic now than ever before. I'm not a germaphobe, I got kicked out of Costco because I didn't have a mask on. He was like, "Hey, you don't have a mask on." I was like, "I need one." He's like, "Yeah, you need a mask." I was like, "Okay, I'll put one on." Like, but I don't know, man. I don't know how it's gonna pan out. How we're gonna transition out of this.
Yeah, it's gonna be challenging, man. Because habits have been created, and they've been created in such a short period of time. But they've also been nurtured in such a short period of time, right? So it's like you're habitually walking and making sure that you're not walking into anybody else, right? Yeah. When you have downtime, you're outside now. You're, being more grateful and appreciative of, the weather that we have. Like, and speaking of weather, Mother Earth is freaking healing at such a astronomical rate. Yeah. Because nobody's doing anything. It's crazy. All these years worth of damage, but now all this stuff, everything is being undone.
It just goes to show you that, she don't need us.
Bro.
She don't need us, bro.
She will take us out with the quickness.
One way or another, man.
Yeah, man.
But I miss traveling, though. I do. Wow. I miss traveling. Like,
so talk to me. What's the next place you're going? Once
dude,
travel restrictions.
Italy's on my list. Like, I want to go to Italy really bad, or Europe. Paris. I want to go to UK. Haven't been over there. This time last year, I was ramping up to go to Greece.
Oh wow!
So me and my wife, we took our Greece trip. It was a phenomenal freaking trip. Oh my god, we went to Athens, Mykonos, Santorini.
Oh wow!
Beautiful country, man.
Get it up.
Oh, so beautiful. Oh, I can almost taste the feta cheese. That shit was delicious.
You're Sicilian, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm a mixed background.
Okay.
So I was adopted, right? And I did one of those ancestry things, and I found out that I'm completely mixed. So I'm like 10% or 12% British.
Okay.
Another like 12 or 15% Greek in the Balkans. And then what else? Italian. What else do we have in there? There was some Irish and Scottish, Germanic Europe. And then the majority is Indian, Asian Indian.
Okay.
So complete mix, man. But I was surprised. I was definitely surprised. But I love it over there, like especially like Mediterranean food.
Yeah.
I love Mediterranean food. So when we went over there, oh my God, man. The baklava. Damn. Fucking delicious.
I could only imagine, man.
It was fantastic, man.
You know where you gotta go next?
Where?
You gotta go to Bali, man.
Oh man, definitely. Yeah. I've heard stories. So many people I know.
Bali is beautiful. Wifey and I, we went out there for her birthday. Oh, such a beautiful time. Such a beautiful time. Just the people, the culture, the experiences. It's a different experience when you go overseas. Like it's just beautiful.
It's so liberating, right?
Yeah. Like you don't have to worry. Like you don't really have to worry about racial discrimination on. Like I mean, of course, people are gonna have their prejudice.
It's not that petty bullshit all the time.
Yeah,
you go there. They're going to serve you food or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not like a big deal. You don't have to worry about somebody looking at you weird or you feel that type of way.
Like they're looking at me like they're genuinely interested. Like, yo,
you know why? Because they want your money, bro.
Like we see you guys on TV playing the basketball, it's It's great to see you guys over here. Come. If you're over here, apparently you can afford it. So come on.
Yeah, it's a fine looking brother right there. Come here, stop at my stand, spend $10.
Trouble, man. Come on now. But yeah, I mean, you might as well plan your trips now, buy in advance.
Yeah.
I'll take it to Bali. I mean, not Bali, to Abu Dhabi for like $1,200.
Damn.
Delta. In
Say
January.
no more, bro. That's one spot that I really want to go to as well. It's Dubai.
Round trip.
When I went to India a couple years back, we stopped in Dubai for like a layover for like an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And I'm sipping coffee, looking at like the Burj Khalifa at a distance. I'm like, oh my God. It was painful, bro. I was like, I just want to like walk out for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But it's almost like Emerald City. Like it's such a dream there. It's crazy how much money they have.
Yeah.
Everything is pristine, the class, like even just that airport. Like we flew in Emirates, which was an amazing airline.
Oh wow, really?
Oh, dude, I gotta tell you. I mean, we didn't fly first class or anything, but I said this to Laura on the other podcast too, the exact same thing. You gotta fly Emirates, man. The food is really nice. The food's really good. There's something about it. They just make you feel like upper class. So even when you're riding coach, so a lot of leg space. It was very comfortable. Shout out to Emirates. It's not paid for by them, but yeah, Emirates was amazing, bro. And we flew into that and there, and man, I remember seeing the jewelers that were over there, the amount of gold that they had and shit. And I'm just like looking around, stargazing, like, yo, look at all these. That's not stargazing, but you know what I meant.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, gold, especially like one of my old coworkers. He's Indian, and he was telling me about how valuable gold is and why gold is often given as wedding gifts, new birth gifts, birthday gifts, because at the end of the day, the value that it holds, it fluctuates, but you can at least almost get something back for what you paid for it. So when you say gold and like Abu Dhabi, I can only imagine, man.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. So much gold out there. They probably just be liquidating.
Crazy.
But heck, huh?
But what's on your list? Where are you going next?
Man. I think Dubai is next. Wholesome trips for wholesale tips, right? The reason why I like that, right? It's going to be a wholesome trip. You're going to get a lot of, culture and a lot of, it's going to feed my spirit, right? But then when I say wholesale tips, it's cheap, baby. $1,200, $1,300 to fly a round trip from Atlanta is, I've never heard of it. Might as well buy it today.
I know, man. And listen, even when they ramp back up, the prices are not going to be jacked up. They're going to be nice and smooth for a little while.
For a little bit. I think so too. I think that's next. I think that's going to be a trip wifey and I go on. Just go chill out there for a little bit.
That's great, man.
Who knows? We'll see. What I'm actually, before that, I might be in this Croatia, Czech Republic. I always get that mixed up. But I might be out in Croatia for about a week. I got into this boot camp by MIT. They do like these entrepreneurship boot camp where they do a complete immersion in different countries. And they do a bunch of different ones. Like they do one on city planning. They do one on health and technology and innovation and stuff like that. But this particular one, I've been waiting for it to come back around because I think this is going to be a boot camp that's going to give me some type of exposure into what MBA life would be like.
Oh, okay.
And help me decide if I want to go down that route of MBA. So, like I said, it's just a 1 week long boot camp, but it'll get the MIT name on my resume. So I can't really knock that.
You said an MBA or MBA?
MBA.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's like it looked like it's like a introduction to what a master's would look like.
Okay.
So Yeah,
I thought you
man.
said NBA. I was wondering. I was like, what apps would the NBA be using right now? Like, got
Uh,
me thinking for a minute.
I mean, they could be using off the top of my head, they could be using like analytics software that
Mhm.
allows, just we're having like a little hackathon right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bam, right? Like an app for skill players, skill positions to, it does real time analytics on, how much energy they're exerting, right? Because of connected,
interesting.
connected
Sounds kind
code.
of creepy, actually.
Right? No, no, no. It's like Fitbit. It's like Fitbit, right?
uh,
But there's some companies out there now that are doing like connected wearable technology, right? So, you can have an app like that that captures your vitals and it captures a lot of your range of motion. So, because as an NBA skill player, you have to be able to, you know, be nimble in certain ways, right?
oh, that would be
So,
crazy, actually, if they could do that, and like
yeah.
somehow they know like each player's heartbeat. So when they're going for a layup and somebody goes to smash them or whatever, they
Mm-hmm.
know like they can like pinpoint that, and if they could maybe display that somehow on live television,
Mm-hmm. That'd be
enhance
crazy.
the user experience when they're
Mm-hmm.
watching the game.
But here's the thing. Here's the reason why it won't work because they're not playing games right now.
Ah.
But they can use the same underlying reasoning to help other people play like them. It's like, I
Mhm.
mean, there's a bunch of kids out there probably in their backyards dribbling the ball. They want to shoot like Steph Curry, right? So they can probably have some type of technology, and the key has to be real time, right? So it has to be real time analytics about, how high does Steph Curry has his arch when he shoots, right? At what point does the ball leave his fingers or leaves his hand? When he's when he's performing crossover, at what point is his body exerting enough, the right amount of energy to shift his range of motion to be able to, do a skill move like that to almost perfection, and use that type of information to give it to like fans or other athletes that would want to play like Steph Curry. That would be awesome.
That's a
In
dope
my
idea,
mind,
man.
I can't do it, but there's somebody who probably can. I don't
Hey,
got the
listen,
time.
they're putting friggin' chips in people's heads, so that Neuralink shit. So.
It's a no for me, dog.
You don't
Yeah.
want to be a forever human integrated with the machine. You see that movie? I think it was called Choppy, where he downloaded himself into a robot.
Oh wow, no.
Yeah, so he didn't have to die.
What?
Yeah, dude, you gotta see that movie. It's called Choppy.
Choppy. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Downloading your conscious. That's almost. Is it like altered carbon?
kind of like that. Kind of a
Have
little
you
bit
seen?
less sci-fi. I mean, it's
Okay.
sci-fi, but a little bit less sci-fi. Altered Carbon's kind of out there, but really cool though. I like that.
Awesome show. Did you see the last the latest season?
Oh man, I see what happens is I end up starting watching shows and
Mm-hmm.
then I can't watch them. Like I have to stop and then I have to go into my studio and then I have to study shit or I have to look at something or find information. I'm always hunting information. That's
Mm.
one issue uh is quality time with my wife, right? Go downstairs, I could watch a movie with her, I set that time aside, It's not like a task or anything. I want to chill and watch a movie. But a lot of times like we'll start a season and like I'll get like 2 episodes in, 3 episodes in. I'm like, yeah, it's like 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, I need to go look something up right now. I need to go like learn something. I'm on my phone Googling some shit, like random
Yeah.
thoughts that come to me here and there, ideas
Yeah.
that spark. And I'm like, I wonder about this. I wonder about that.
Mm-hmm,
My
mm-hmm.
mind's always going, man.
Yeah. Where are
But
you going to get your knowledge or your information from?
dude, honestly, YouTube is my number one source. And I'm very like specific with YouTube. So I have a lot of different accounts on
Mhm.
YouTube, and this is one of my trade secrets right here. I'm sure a
Uh-oh.
lot of other people do this too, but
You
I
want
have
to
a
send
lot
out
of
digital? You want to send
yeah, I
out
have a lot of
audio
accounts like
today?
just for YouTube, and my main account is things that I'm always looking up. Like anything, like any how-to video, like how to set up my podcast, how to promote this, um, how to get into shape, how to make more money, investing, stocks, like whatever it is, like anything like that goes on my main channel. Then specific things for like editing video or something like that, it goes on another channel. There was one time because I have it on my TV and my wife was looking something. I was like, babe, don't look that up on my account. because it's gonna screw up my algorithm, and I'm gonna see
Yeah,
shit that I don't want to see.
absolutely. That's smart as
Yeah,
hell, bro.
yeah. So everything is like categorized, you know. So because they always feed you the content that you're gonna look up. So if you're looking up, you know, one day you're looking up how to invest in stocks, and then the next day you're looking up prank videos, you know, your
Yep.
freaking main account is gonna get all fucked up with prank videos. So
Yeah. Wow, bro.
yeah, I'm really meticulous with that.
That's that's next level, man.
Yeah.
That's because like you said, it's conditioning the algorithm for yourself to be
Yes.
most beneficial for you in the future.
Yes.
Oh my god.
A lot of people just let the algorithm run, but I realized, like, once I realized how the algorithm was running, then
Mhm.
I was like, okay, I need to separate these accounts and I need to just look up specific things on each one.
Mm,
So
yes.
maybe I should
You
make a
should
video about that because I have playlists too. Like I every time that I get like a good video, I set up a playlist and it just categorizes those topics. Like even when I was learning how to code, you know, initially or learn JavaScript and stuff,
Mhm,
just
mhm.
playlist all
Yeah,
JavaScript videos, you know.
absolutely.
So
Yo, you need to do a course in that, man.
yeah,
No, for real. For conditioning your mind to be fed condition your mind and technology to
yep,
feed you what you need in order to be successful. Because
yes,
you can do that, you can expand that across so many different verticals or excuse me, channels like social media, right?
yep.
You can have multiple profiles that literally have you looking at certain things. Because the one time you look at a half naked chick on Instagram, your whole timeline is getting messed up.
Yeah, I get
And
it
it's
all the
like,
time still, even though I'm married.
it's like
from the from
yep.
before I was married.
We open up Instagram, all of a sudden it's like, oh snap, baby, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I have not. Mm-mm.
My wife just accepts it and knows that I'm faithful. So it's like whatever.
Amen. Amen.
But no, man, for real though. Like even like when I look shit up on Google, right? Like on my phone. So I have
Mm-hmm.
my Google app open and I'll look up like let's say fitness equipment or something. Shit that I don't mind that is going to be read by Instagram and now they're going to show me advertisements for certain
Mm-hmm.
equipment. I'm cool with that. But then other stuff like politics, I don't look that up on Google. I open up my Safari app, which is connected to DuckDuckGo, and I look up politics and stuff on
Uh,
there because I don't want to see no politics on my Facebook or anywhere. So I try and like use apps a certain way.
well,
Little
well,
little different, little different.
Harry,
I've been doing it a while, man.
Harry. Hey, cheers, my man.
Cheers, brother.
That's crazy. That is social engineering right there.
Yeah, they're not going to get me. I mean, they already got me, but we're all screwed already.
Hell yeah, man. You asked a question earlier about how do you get your first job, right,
Yeah.
in technology, and it was something that I missed in my response to that question, and I wanted to touch on it because I wanted to make sure that for the listeners out there that are considering a career in technology, that they at least get this part right, and or these pieces. So one piece of it is when you're looking for your first role in technology, look at the actual roles that are available. Go to a company's career page that you would love to work with, like a Facebook or a Twitter or a local company, right? Find out what their roles are, and then look at the technologies that they're using in these roles, the skill sets, right? Like for me, when I was starting to look for corporate engineering jobs, I was looking for iOS specific roles. So then when I saw the different job descriptions, I saw the requirements and the skills needed. And typically what you will find in a lot of the technology job descriptions are very specific skills and technologies or methodologies that you would want to learn. But you might not have even been able to comprehend how to even get started because you're learning the basics, right? You're learning what you need to learn in order to get started. But look at those roles. They will give you those job descriptions will oftentimes give you what it is that you need next, whether it's learning how to do MVC development, which is model view control, is a design paradigm, or whether or not they're using MVVM or Viper or clean architecture, right? And those are different design patterns that will help you grow your career even further. So, like I said, if you're looking for if you're looking for a role in software engineering, look at the job descriptions. They'll tell you what you need to learn if you don't already know it.
Mhm.
That's one. Two, everything that you build, put it on a digital portfolio. Start a website, www.michaelwestbrooks.com, right? And then literally build your portfolio. Everything that you do, put it up there. Like on my professional website, because when recruiters or just when people are looking for a developer, they're like, hey, do you have something that I can look at? Here's my website. And the website can clearly articulate what it is that you've done, the type of projects that you've worked on. And you can put anything on there, your passion projects, real life examples and stuff like that. So do that. And then third, just know how to communicate and find these communities on social media. Twitter is a huge community that I'm just now learning that's out there being exposed to. There's a lot of iOS developers on there that are sharing secrets or tips or tricks on how to do certain things differently, and they're showing you different, GitHub projects and open source projects. But what you'll find is there's such a variety of talent that are just as eager as you to communicate with you as you are with them to figure out where to go next.
Mhm.
Right. So yeah, man, those are my three. Those are the three tips on how to get a job in technology. Right.
I love it, man. So number one, look up job descriptions, read those over so you can target specifically what you may need to learn or where your interests are, right? Number two which was number two? Portfolio. Set up a website.
No matter what
Stuff out there.
you work on.
Love it. And the last one
is get involved with the social communities.
Community.
Social media, yes.
Yes.
And even if it's not social media, go out into your city. Go to the different networking events where there's a lot of technology, people in technology, right? Because like I said earlier, there's so many different verticals of technology you can go down. You might train right now to become a software engineer, but then you realize that's not what you kind of want to do. You kind of want to be on the project management side of things because you like working as a part of a Scrum team or on a Scrum environment or an Agile environment, right? Yep. So instead of being the one that actually writes the code, you're the one that's facilitating the actual project, the project plan, all that. Or you might want to get into UX, or you might want to get into sales because you have a certain level of technical know-how of the product that makes you a force to be reckoned with on the sales floor. So yeah, man.
That's great, man. And I mean, I feel like some people, I know I did initially, like in the younger age, like around 19, 20 years old, it was intimidating hearing the word software engineer. Like just hearing that, I was like, damn, that's kind of intimidating. What the hell is that? When you don't know zero about it. So I feel like those are some great tips, and especially the one with the community, talking to people, getting around people, because you'll end up hitting it off with somebody that may end up getting you an interview somewhere. You have no idea.
Facts.
So it's who put yourself out there, and be social and put, I love that the portfolio idea. It's something that people can look at. That's really powerful.
Yeah, it's a different experience, man. Rather than sending out your resume, it's, you can have your resume, but then also sending out like a URL, a www. Like what people don't understand is the www, the domain, is your place in the internet. Is your place on the web. That is literally a place that you own, that you have almost all rights to. You can put any type of color out there. You can put any type of personality, any type of character that you want to portray, anything. That is your space on the internet that can be found by anybody in the world. Anybody. So even though it comes with that much of a blessing, it also comes with a lot of responsibility in governing your stuff accordingly. Because as we know, cancel culture is a real thing. And it's a challenge to get your real thoughts out there without feeling attacked or feeling obligated to say the right thing all the time.
Yeah.
There's a certain, I'm not going to go down that route, but down that rabbit hole, but it's a real thing. So be mindful of what you put out there.
Yeah, totally, man. And that's what one of the reasons why I wanted to have the podcast too, is kind of have an open platform where people can come and talk about things that maybe we disagree on, but at least we could sit and talk about it an open environment without having censorship and all that other bullshit.
Hmm.
But that's good, man. What would you say? This is a good question because I know a lot of stuff I feel like is geared towards the up and comers. But what about people who are our age? You know, like people who are like 30 years old, maybe 35 years old, maybe already have a family, and they're listening to this and they're like, "Yo, Westbrooks is dope. Harris is dope. Like, I can't do that. Like, I can't. I don't know how to learn that. Like, where would I even start? You know, it's
Hmm.
kind of it can be intimidating being a little bit older
Yeah.
because you get beat down a little bit. You know, maybe you got bills. You're like, how am I going to go to college? How am I going to buy a course? For iOS or like,
Absolutely.
what are some advice or some tips that you would give to somebody there just from your own? Take some of your own personal experience dealing with some of the hardship that you've gone through
Hmm. Hmm.
to get to where you are now? Like, what are some baby steps that maybe you could guide somebody in the right direction?
Let me tell you, my girlfriend has always told me, be realistic with yourself and your situation. Only you know what it is that the environment that you come from, you know your circumstances. Be realistic. Also have a little bit of faith and be a little optimistic. And for those people that are trying to figure out if this is the right thing, all it takes is for them to hear that one thing that's going to motivate them to go, or maybe they're on the fence, but they're leaning in a certain way and they just want to hear something. And hopefully, when they hear this podcast, they hear what I'm about to say. Try. Try. That's all. Just try. You say you can't do it, just try. You never know until you actually sit down and just do one thing.
Yep.
No, try. When I was running, I used to do this impromptu boot camp called Code with Mike. It was literally, I came up with it one summer, and it was like,
I remember
hey,
that. That was really
yeah,
cool. Actually, I remember you were promoting that Code and Mike. That was really
yeah,
dope.
man. It was literally one of those things where I wanted to go out into the community and code. I wanted to go to a Starbucks, and I was like, why don't I just invite people who will want to come and either watch me code or come learn something? And before I knew it, like 20 people were showing up at Starbucks or other locations around the city just to code with Mike. And we were just learning the basics. So, and those were people of all different ages,
Hmm.
all different backgrounds, sexual orientations, preferences, ethnicities. It was just such a colorful community that were eager in learning something new. So for people that are questioning whether or not they can or cannot do it, they will never know until they try. Just try. Look at one piece of information and see if you can understand it. Look at, maybe a cheat sheet on what it's like to write a particular code or the syntax. As a matter of fact, better yet, don't do super long videos on YouTube that are like hours, 30 minutes, an hour long worth of tutorials. Try little short videos, like bite-sized videos that teach you how to do certain things, right? Whether it's like, for example, if you want to learn how to be an iOS developer, do a quick little video that's 16 minutes long that teaches you how to put a button on a screen. And then when you click the button, it turns the background a different color. I promise, once you see something show up on your phone based off of a code that you wrote, no matter how novel it is, you're going to be like, well, damn, I can do that shit.
Yeah.
And
Because
I
then
promise
you get more curious, right?
yes, yes, it will just scratch that itch that you have that even got you thinking about it in the first place.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I would like to say to those people. Just try. Go to YouTube, type in how to put a button on the screen on an iPhone if that's what the route you want to go. If you want to build an iPhone, if you own an iPhone, it makes sense. If you have a MacBook and you own an iPhone, it makes sense. Go to YouTube, learn how to put a button on the screen. Just do one simple thing. And if you absolutely hate it and you don't want to do it, hey, you tried.
That's great advice, man. Seriously, because, you know, we're in like an ever changing environment. It's not like our parents' generation where at their time,
Mm-hmm.
they went to school, they got a
Yeah.
job, they did that job for like however many years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Us, we're constantly learning, we're constantly adapting. And maybe there are people in our parents' generation who were constantly learning and were constantly adapting. And maybe those are the ones who are at, you know, the chief levels of big corporations now.
Mhm.
But that's something that I would like to really encourage people is just to be, if you, as long as you're hungry for knowledge, the answers are out there. The
Yes,
information is all out there at your
absolutely.
fingertips on Google, on YouTube, on any website, maybe
Mhm.
even in your community, you know, like you got Mike right here, Code with Mike,
Absolutely.
you know?
Yo, if anybody that's listening to this that wants to learn how to code, I've been playing with the concept back and forth to get back into the whole not teaching thing, but like just helping people learn the basics. Because once you learn the basics, once you learn, like you said, there's information out there. Once you learn how to search, like it's just like when you were saying, when you were describing your science behind how do you keep information, the related information that you want coming to you according to different profiles. Once you learn how to set it up, once you learn the basics of what you need in order to be successful, it's just going to open up. Once you learn how to search for it, it's going to open up so many opportunities for you, man. And, y'all can follow me. Y'all can ask me questions. I'm definitely, here as a resource. If you just want a quick video on how to do something, I'll send you a video that I learned. Like, I'm all about sharing resources and information or directing people to where they
Love
need
it,
to be.
man. Let's wrap it up. What's your social media? How can people get in touch with
Okay.
you? What's your website?
Hold on, let me see. I gotta look at my Instagram name. I don't have it. I'll mess around and give the wrong one. It is. All right. I'm gonna put it up to the screen. Can you guys see that?
Oh, wow. That's
Michael.
actually really clear.
Yeah.
Michael
Yep.
Westbrooks with 2 eyes.
Yep. Oh wait. Yep. Michael Westbrooks the second. 2 eyes.
Boom. There he is.
Find me there. Holla at your boy. Let me know what's up. I'm mostly on Instagram. I can talk to you there. It's getting dark over here in Atlanta, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this whole video, if you watch from start to beginning, you'll see the sunset, bro. That's beautiful.
Oh man, it's been a blast, Mike. Seriously, man. Like I appreciate you coming on, taking the
Thank
time
you for
out to
having
talk
me.
about these things, and I feel like you really gave a lot of insight and a lot of good tips here just on this call. So hopefully, some people got some value out of it. But we'll stay in touch, man. You know, I hope to see a lot more good things on the horizon. You know, you keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
Maybe one day we'll come up with $1 million app.
Oh, let's do it, man.
Right?
Hey, if you want to teach a course, if you want to teach a course on how you handle your social profiles to to uh, consume the information that you want, man, we can put together a quick little academy online.
Yeah, I'll
We'll
run it by you,
talk
man. Definitely, we'll talk
we'll
about
talk
that.
offline about this. Let's do it, man.
Sounds
Thank
good,
you,
man.
Harry, bro. It's fucking good to see you, bro. Fucking happy as hell, bro.
Doing my
It's
thing,
so good
man.
to see you, man.
Thanks a lot, Mike. All right,
Thank
everybody. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Say bye,
Peace.
Mike.
Peace.